banyenganda, banyamahoteli, namwe mufite ibikorwa bikeneye kumenyekana, igihe ni iki. Flash FM yagabanyije ibiciro ku bashaka kwamamaza ibikorwa byabo. Radio Flash dukurikirana ibikorwa byawe umunsi ku wundi bikagera kuri bose mu buryo bworoshye. Ku bindi bisobanuro wahamagara kuri 0798 81 63 53 cyangwa se ukadusanga aho dukorera mu nyubako ikoreramo kaminuza ya East Africa mu mujyi wa Nyagatare. Aya mahirwe n'abacike. Radio Flash, the best mix of music.
Ahead of the 9th October Independence Day celebrations, the UPDF parade team first underwent drills of the new style parade system introduced by the new Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. These drills were intended to ensure that the soldiers execute movements flawlessly in line with the orders of the parade commander, who happened to be Colonel Deo Akiki. Every 9th of October, Uganda celebrates the time when it attained its independence in 1962. And these celebrations are always led by the UPDF. That is the parade which everybody is always looking up to. And this time round, the CDF chose Colonel Deo Akiki to lead the parade that was the first of its kind ever since this regime came into power in 1986. So how did it feel for Colonel Deo Akiki to lead the first parade that had everything completely changed?
Initially, I actually didn't know that I was going to command a newly formed parade until I started, and I was told that several things have changed. You are not going to command the normal parade, you know. But that notwithstanding, it was first of all an excitement to me, because we are several colonels in UPDF who can command a parade. See that the CDF picked on my name amongst the men which were on his table. I felt honored, surely. I was watching the parade of Chile. The way they march is the way we marched. So some people are like, oh, is this Chinese parade? Is this Russian? Is this which parade? But if you look around the globe, different marching troops, they have different types. And most of them, the short marching is very common.
On the D-Day, Colonel Deo Akiki took charge of the parade, which comprised over 1 battalion or over 1,500 officers of men and women drawn from the army, police, and prisons. The most popular part of the parade had been the goose march, where the officers raised their legs high to impress the master of ceremony, usually the commander-in-chief of armed forces, who is the president. Do you have a feeling that at some point maybe people might think this could be boring compared to how you used to do it?
Those days there was a kind of competition who gets the highest goose march. So if you were short, there is a likelihood that your goose march will not match, and therefore you have to be aligned to your size. If you are my size, you go with the tall size. We still do that kind of arrangement, but this time around, we have adopted the short goose march, not the longer one. And I think it looked much smarter, and in terms of balancing of the soldiers so that they are moving at the same pace, it became a little better than how it used to be.
Doing this march on previous parades, the foot raised had to land flat, but now that has changed.
Marching that time was too much of flat steps, foots down. But this time, because of the short steps, there is also a change. Our marching of goose march and preparation for goose march is now using heels.
This time round and moving forward, the army will be using a different type of guns.
Around you heard me, instead of saying silaha begani weka, he was saying kitara mbele weka. Kitara in Kiswahili is a sword, and silaha of course is the gun. So we have removed those. They were quite problematic. But number two is it makes it easier for a soldier to march with a shotgun, an AK-47, which is an improved version of AK-47, than that long gun.
During the parade, the soldiers always bring the national colors or the flag, which is always hoisted to mark the day. According to Colonel Deo Akik, they now have new adjustments to this activity.
Formerly, the flags would come almost the way they come on like on any other day. By this time, they had extra security, and they left before the president left. In the past, the flags would not leave until the president leave. Actually, one time we attempted to do it in Kololo, and there were a lot of, how can the flags leave when the president is still there? There were a lot of discussion.
Formerly, the soldiers used to begin marching from 8 a.m. until when the president has left in the evening. While here, they are not allowed to drink or eat anything until the end of the function. Consequently, some used to collapse.
I think the current CDF looked at things differently. And he researched and found there is no harm for parade to finish performing and leave.
The army also introduced new songs, which are played at the ceremonies.
Two are some of the songs, some of the band tunes. Some of the band tunes were new, and most of them proposed by the CDF, and then the band team, and they underwent kind of rehearsals and training for this, including us some of the things that we had to train, and also how to march.
Does this mean that the UPDF has been decolonized? Because what we understand is that formerly the march or the parade used to look like the British style. We are seeing a Korean mix in it.
There are some things that for sure, I remember even the CDF was asking himself, but where did we adopt these things from? Even myself, I don't have the answer. I don't know where these things came from. But because we had that colonial background, it could be true that some of these things were picked from, like the president said the other day, from our brothers.
Anodewa Kiki is known for being soft-spoken. We asked how he managed to project his voice to be heard by all officers on parade.
It is also a rehearsal. You have to rehearse how to break down your voice into a command voice. Later on it will come back, because now it has even started changing. It was much worse than it is today.
According to the deputy UPDF spokesperson, it takes self-discipline for the commander of the parade to master parade drills.
A sergeant can tell you, Afande, you are walking like a duck. Can you walk like this? If you if you are not disciplined, you'll say, "Well, watch a bari. I'm walking like a duck. How?" So it needs a lot of discipline.
According to Colonel Deo Akik, for now the new parade form, which takes a short time, has been adopted but subject to new adjustments by the CDF, will continue. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.